What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about 5 common gunfight mistakes. These are things that every player does sometimes, me included, so don't feel bad if this list looks like I watched you play firsthand. I'm going to break these down so we can all work on avoiding them. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, wide swinging. Wide swinging is a huge one I see from lower level players, and combined with their lack of movement, gets them killed very quickly. Wide swinging is when you completely expose yourself when moving out of cover. It's not the wrong play all the time, but it is situational, and even in the right situation, you can mess it up. A quick rule of thumb is the closer the enemy is to the cover you're leaving, the less wide swinging will hurt you. So if the enemy is like 30 meters back, it's very bad. But if they're right on the other side, it's not as bad unless you give them the cover by swinging wide. This would be common if the cover is like a small crate or something. Also, when you do need to swing wide, make sure you have good velocity by sliding, jumping, wall bouncing, whatever. You don't want to just walk straight out of cover. Number 2, not healing. You would think in a game where you usually only get one life, people would heal more, but that's not the case. If you're no shields or close to it and there's not an immediate need for you to cover or back someone up, you should try to heal. You can even peek while you heal just to make sure no one's pushing. I'm always surprised when I break someone's shields and instead of healing, they immediately like re-peek me even when I have a huge health advantage over them. The more you heal, the more you get an idea for how much you can get away with. The 4 seconds for a battery is usually a lot quicker than you thought, and it can give you a huge advantage. On the other hand, I wouldn't suggest getting used to popping a Phoenix kit mid-fight. 10 seconds is a long time, and honestly, you're better off popping a battery and then a med kit most of the time if you still have time left. Third tip, this is a tough one. It's still one thing I'm really working on, resets. Healing could also be considered a reset, but that's not the one we're talking about here. What I'm talking about has more to do with playing cover and how you peek. When you're behind cover and you peek to shoot, and you're either off target or the enemy just isn't where you expect to be and they get the first shots on you, or you peek and get shot from an unexpected angle, immediately drop back into cover. Don't try to readjust your aim or outdamage the opponent. Get back in your cover and try to start on target your next peek or get a different angle. Even if you can fix your aim quickly, that 30 HP or so they might have gotten on you can easily swing the fight. Master this and you'll start taking a lot less damage even if your aim isn't great. Number 4, playing too fast. This is a more general tip and tends to result in the first 3 mistakes, but it still needs its own section. It seems like once players get a decent understanding of the game and its movement, they just go full throttle and never look back. But Apex is a lot more methodical than people really give it credit for. At some point, there's a level where you're moving faster than you can think in fights. That adrenaline rush you might get from full speed all the time is not only going to put you in some bad spots, but it may even mess with your aim some. Sometimes when I'm in a crazy fight and I'm behind cover, I'll just take a second to breathe and collect my thoughts. This lets me focus on my next play while keeping my aim crispy. We all know those octanes that stem and full send everything like they're brainless. Don't be like them. And finally, number 5, not pressuring teams. When you're in an engagement and healing or meds are no concern, you need to be looking for damage. Don't turtle in the building or whatever, hoping the other team goes away or does something stupid. Work for angles, straight out gun them, it doesn't matter, just put pressure on them. You want to be the one setting the pace for every fight you take. For the most part, Apex favors the aggressor, so you want to be in that role. Be aggressive and throw off the balance of the other team. Force them to make mistakes, catch them slipping, and capitalize on it. Don't be so aggressive that you get yourself into a bad spot, though. Remember that you still don't want to play too fast, but a coordinated, aggressive team is still one of the most dangerous things in Apex. Those are 5 common gunfight mistakes you can avoid. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, We Trust. Thanks again for watching. Peace.